Good luck.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün dünyanın en iyi 100 genç üniversitesinden olan Bournemouth University'de programlar ve başvuru şartlarını Nuriye ve Andres'ten dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Nuriye, the stage is yours now.
Thank you ever so much, Zeynep, and welcome to Bournemouth University to everyone. And as Zeynep mentioned, my name is Nuria Moyano, and I work in the international office at Bournemouth University. And usually I will travel to Turkey to talk to our students and to introduce the university. However, as we are still in the situation where we are with the pandemic, so I welcome you to this webinar and to my home, actually. And today we are very lucky because we have as well one of our students, ex-students, alumnus, Andres Alvarez. He is from South America, and Andres studied at the university, BA film, and he's going to talk to you later on about his experiences as a Bournemouth University student. So thank you, Andres.
Thank you, Nuria. I'm very excited to talk to you guys later about my experience as a student in Bournemouth.
Thank you. You will see in the left-hand side of your screen that you have the chats and the questions chat, basically. If you have any questions, please put it in the questions, and between Andres and myself, we will be able to answer anything that you need. I have prepared a presentation, and Andres has prepared another short presentation. So just to introduce the university. And so I'm not going to be able to look at the chat and to see what your questions are whilst we are sharing my screen. But hopefully at the end of the webinar, I will be able to talk to you and to answer any questions. So just bear with me whilst I am actually sharing my screen. It takes a little bit of time because I'm working with two computers. So just bear with me. Okay. Sorry, it's a little bit difficult actually today because working with two computers, usually we have the problem of getting between them. So, I mean, it looks like one of the computers has actually freeze, which is not very good news. But hopefully I will be able to show you the screen as I need to. And well, that is not very good start. Just stay with me for a second. Well, I think we are all sorted now. Thank you ever so much for your patience. And it's quite interesting today what is going on in here. Can you see the presentation? Zeynep?
Nuria, could you please switch to the presentation? Yes. Perfect.
Okay, so I think now is fine. Sorry about that. Well, we have done the introduction, so let's start by giving you some information about the university. We were established in 1992 as a professional university, and what it means is that we ensure that all our programs are very practical and also that help our students to get the skills that employers are looking for. So it's very much a practical university. In the last few years, we have invested more than £250 million in our facilities, in the buildings, library, but also in our technology. So it's actually very good, very new university and with fantastic facilities. We have two centers of excellence, one in media practice and the other one the International Tourism and Hospitality Center in the UK. And it's very good just to have centers for excellence because we offer research and enterprise and consultancy projects to governments and to the industry, but also we also get big funding and that we can reinvest in our facilities, in our academia, and also in our curriculums as well. So when the universities offer or have Center of Excellence, that is very good because what it means is that we are very strong in that area as well. We are also very proud to say that we have the accreditation from the Association of two advanced collegiate business schools, the AACSB. This accreditation is only offered to top business schools. It's only 5% of the schools in the world that have this accreditation. So again, it's an element of, so you could see how practical our programs in the business school are as well, and very high quality programs as well. So looking at the world rankings, Bournemouth University are top 80 young universities in the world under the 50 years of age category, but also one of the top 400 universities in the world. I know that Turkish students that will be looking for the Ministry of Education scholarships. You will be looking at the world rankings because one of the criteria that you need to meet is that the university needs to be within the 500 best universities in the world to get this scholarship. So we welcome every year a few Ministry of Education scholarship students because we are one of the best top 400 universities in the world. So we have two campuses. Talbot campus is the home of all our undergraduate courses and most of our postgraduate courses as well. And then we have Lansdowne campus, which is located in the center of Bournemouth, only 5 minutes from basically all the facilities, amenities like supermarkets and restaurants and the shopping center and also the beach. It really is a very beautiful campus and we are very proud of our major investment. I have put in here some pictures for you to have a look, but I'm sure that you will be looking at the website, and if you decide to come to Bournemouth University, you will be looking basically to what you can study and what we can offer you and our facilities. It's a medium-sized university. We have 19,000 students, 2,800 at international, and they're coming from 135 different countries, so it's very diverse, and around 70 Turkish students with us. It's a very popular university for Turkish students, particularly in some areas, as we will see later on. Just in case you wonder where Bournemouth is, we are located in the town called Bournemouth. As you can see in the map, we are in the south coast of England, and it's a small town. We have a population of over 185,000 students, and so you can imagine, I remember that only Taksim area in in Istanbul is even bigger than Bournemouth. But it's a very cosmopolitan and international town. It really offers plenty of entertainment and different things to do for our students. It's a university town, and because it's one of the first choice destinations for tourism, attracts quite a lot of national and international people, particularly in the summer time and during good weather as well. And it's very famous for its 12 kilometers of sandy beaches. In fact, according to the TripAdvisor, Bournemouth beaches were nominated as one of the top beaches in Europe. In terms of location, Bournemouth is only 2 hours far away from London and other major destinations. We have Southampton is only 40 minutes far away from us, and they have the international airport. At Bournemouth, we have as well the international airport at Bournemouth, with major flights to different places in Turkey as well. But the majority of the flights, they will go to London, which is only 2 hours far away from where we are. So in terms, I'm not going to talk to you about all the programs that we have, because we don't have time to describe the 200 undergraduate programs that we have and 150 postgraduate programs. But I'm going to highlight different things about our programs and departments. So the university has 4 major faculties, and each faculty is divided in different departments. So we have, apart from the business school, so we have the business school with 3 major departments, one for the accounting and finance, the other one is the business studies, economics and marketing, and the other one is the tourism and hospitality, including as well as sports management. Our business studies program at bachelor's degree is really, really popular, and the reason for that is because it offers different pathways in the second year. So you will study like a 4 years or 3 years bachelor's degree, and then in the second year you can specialize in different areas. For those students that want to study perhaps finance with business, they can take the subjects that are more relevant to finance. The ones that want to specialize in marketing, they can take the marketing. The ones that want to specialize in human resources, they can take human resources, and so on. So what this program offers to our students is basically the opportunity for you to find out more about a business studies program or business and management program, and then with a specialization in the second year. So this is a very popular course. In fact, it's the one that I did myself a long time ago. And it's actually a very good program in the way that the structure of the program is. But we have 200 programs that are really interesting for different reasons. Then our Faculty of Media and Communications is divided in 3 major areas. We have the National Center for Computer Animation, then we have the Media and Communication programs, and we teach journalism, PR, advertising, marketing and communications, and then we have our production programs, and where our students can study film and television directing, media production, all the production programs basically. And then we have the Faculty of Science and Technology. This is the biggest faculty in the university, and it's divided in 4 major areas. So one department is for environmental sciences, and the students can study archaeology, anthropology, forensic sciences. Then we have the computing and informatics department, and our students can study cybersecurity, data analytics, software engineering, for example. Then we have the design and engineering department with programs offering like a product design, design management. And then finally, we have the psychology program, which sits in this faculty. Again, there's a popular program for Turkish students is the clinical psychology, and it sits in this faculty, but it's one of the the programs that is more popular in Turkey. And finally, but not least, we have the Faculty of Health and Social Sciences with 3 different big departments as well, the midwifery, nursing, and paramedics department. And then we have the physiotherapy and nutrition department. And then the other area is more sociology and criminology. As I mentioned before, we have the National Center for Computer Animation. I'm not sure if you will be interested in this area, but if you do, just be aware that we are #1 in the UK and also the second best university in Europe and the 3rd in the world. So it's very popular. The university attracts quite a lot of fantastic students into this area as well. And also because we have a fantastic reputation and one of the only centers for computer animation in the world. So if you know of any students that are interested in this area, please share this information, because we really are very strong and in computer animation. And one of the proofs that you can have is that much of our, or a big number of our graduate students, they have gone into major production films and they have won major, Oscars and BAFTAs awards. Some films that probably is like Inception, Ex Machina, Interstellar, and Gravity. Those are just a few of the examples that I can give you, but the list is really quite big. Again, because it's a very popular area, 70% of the working population in computer animation in the UK, they are graduate from Bournemouth University. What is good about this is that these people are now managers, or they have their own companies, and basically when they see our students with their CVs, they tend to give our students opportunity to basically do some work in their companies, but it's because we have a fantastic reputation in this area as well. The Faculty of Media and Communications has fantastic facilities. We have created, it was built about 2 years ago, a huge building, which is the Pool Gateway building, which is located in Talbot campus, and it has all the facilities that our students need. We have 2 4K television studios for students that want to do computer animation. They have green screens and motion capture studios as well, and the ones that are doing some sound production. We have rooms dedicated for students to support their studies. Again, the good thing about having fantastic facilities and ensuring that our students get the skills that they need is because once they actually finish their studies and they go into work, the industry is aware of our quality of facilities and the equipment that the students need, which are very high standard. And the students, they know how to use all these materials. So the employers don't need to spend more money in ensuring that the students or the new workers, basically their staff, need to improve their just the basic things like using cameras and things like that. So it's actually very good for our students to get the practical size of how to use the equipment that they are going to use in the future as well. So in here, if you are interested in computing, there are other areas that you can explore, and like the cybersecurity programs. We have a multi-million-pound cybersecurity unit, and basically this unit provides enterprise and research for government and for the industry, but also education, and that is within the university. From here, I want also to highlight the Festival of Design and Technology, which is taking place every year at the end of during the summer, at the end of the year, all our undergraduate students in the product design, design management, or design engineering programs, and also the ones in the master level, they are asked to do a project and develop a product. And basically they can exhibit this product in this festival, and we invite the local employers, but local companies to come around and to see what our students are doing. And fantastic opportunity for them, because some of them, they even get a job after during the Festival of Design and Technology. So very good opportunity just to start linking the industry with the university. So some more key facts about the university. And so as I mentioned before, we have quite a lot of, more than 200 programs, undergraduate level, and 150 postgraduate. At undergraduate level, we offer the work placement opportunities. Our students can do between 3 to 30 weeks work placement. And usually it's in the third year. If you do the 4 years bachelor's degree, which we call a sandwich course, the third year is because our students will need to do a 30 weeks placement. In some of our programs, this is compulsory. In some of our programs, this is optional. But even if it's the optional program, in the courses that they don't offer the compulsory work placement, students will need to do some kind of work placement. And this will be during the summer as well. So again, our students have the possibility to get professional qualifications, and from those courses that are accredited by the profession. And probably you have heard about the Charter Management Institute, or the Charter Institute of Management, or CIMA, or ACA, which are basically relevant for the ones that want to do accounting and finance. So those basically professional qualifications are available for the students that are doing the undergraduate programs, and they want to take additional exams. In terms of entry requirements, if you are at high school, just to let you know that we do accept the Turkish high school diploma, and the minimum that you need to achieve is 3.5 out of 5 in your diploma. For some courses, it will be higher than that. If you are interested in a master's program, you will need to achieve a minimum 2.3 in your bachelor's degree. But also for some programs like clinical psychology and some media programs, you will need to achieve 2.5 or 2.7 GPA. So just bear this in mind when you apply to the university. And also you need to have an English qualification. It could be IELTS 6 overall, or it could be IELTS 6.5 or 7, depends on the course that you apply to. There are other qualifications that we accept, like Cambridge Advanced or TOEFL, which is the equivalent of IELTS, but the American version, or Pearson as well. And the university actually have an exception. For the students that have studied the 4 years bachelor's degree in English in Turkey, we will exempt you from English, from IELTS, if you have graduated within the 2 years of applying, but also if you get a minimum 2.5 of GPA. That is the requirement. So it could be that you can be exempted. It's always best to check with admissions for this. Unfortunately, education in the UK is not cheap, and there are some fees that you need to cover. So for us, for undergraduate programs, depends on the course that you want to study, is between 15,200 to 16,500. And for master programs, it varies between 14,750 to 16,250. So it will depend. We offer scholarships if you are studying your high school diploma. 80% you will be giving automatically a scholarship of 2,500 free discount. If you are studying a bachelor's degree and you are planning to come for a master program, just be aware that you need to achieve 2.8 GPA out of 4 to be granted the £3,500 scholarship. It's not everything about studying and working hard during your time at the university. We also make sure that we have the facilities for students to socialize and to entertain and to enjoy life in the university whilst you are a student. Andres will talk about this a little bit more later on. From me, just to say that in campus, you can find restaurants and coffee shops and facilities. Then you can join more than 130 different clubs and societies. We have sports and gyms in campus as well. And we provide fitness classes. You can join the basketball or football teams basically at the university. So there are plenty of things to do apart from studying. So accommodation is also a very important part of your student experience. And just want to say that we guarantee accommodation to all our new students. You have different choices, but all of them are individual rooms. So you don't share your room. And apart from the student village, which are houses that are basically based in the Talbot campus, and the house is for 4 to 6 students, and there are 2 bathrooms that you share. The whole of residents tend to have individual, there are rooms, individual rooms in the flats, with that they are en suite as well. So you only share the communal areas, the kitchen in the living spaces. In terms of prices, the whole of residence is about £140. The student village is a little bit more cheaper. And then you have Unilet as well, which is 103 per week. Unilet is accommodation that doesn't belong to the university, but the university manage and tend to be houses, basically. Very briefly, and this is my last slide, and is the application process. In the UK, we have a system that is called the UCAS, which is the University Centre of Admission System. So if you're interested in an undergraduate program, you will need to apply through UCAS. So the cost usually is between £22 if you apply to one program or 2 programs, or £26.50 if you apply to 2 to 5 different choices. Then you have like a different deadlines as well. So basically the students need to apply before the deadline. So if you want to study in 2022, September 2022, then you need to apply by 15 January 2022, basically. So just bear that in mind. If you don't meet the first deadline, we're still getting all the universities are getting applications until probably near 30th of June, basically. And then what's happening is that you have one application, which is 5 different choices for university or courses. So just remember that you need to do it very neutral in your personal statement, which is part of your application. And that will be sent to each university that you apply to. So from us, you will receive a conditional letter, which means basically that we are happy with your application. However, you need to meet the English criteria, or you need to have a specific GPA in your high school diploma, or then you have an unconditional offer, which means that we are happy to offer you a place because you meet all the entry requirements. So it's up to you whether to accept the offer, or unfortunately you could get a rejection letter, and that means that you will not be able to study with us. If you are interested at master level, just go to the website. The website, in each course subject, you can go and apply online. So you don't need to apply through UCAS. You can go directly to the university and apply through the university. And you will need one reference letter, your personal statement, and your CV as well, and transcripts and diploma. So this is all from me. So thank you. And one thing I wanted to tell you as well, we have at the university fantastic students ambassadors helping our students answering questions. So it's always good for you to have a look at the website and have a look as well the students' blogs and vlogs, because you learned a lot about the different things that the students talk about, and what to expect. And I'm going to pass over to Andres, who is going to talk to you about the university. So just let me actually finish this presentation, the slides, so I can actually move to...
Thank you, Nuria. I think we have 4 questions. Would you like me to read them out loud, and you want to answer them now, or should we do it at the end?
Yeah. Okay. I think if you want to go ahead,
Okay.
Andres, I'm going to have a look at the questions as well while you're talking to the students.
Sure.
And later on, we can actually talk about, I will try to answer your questions. So just bear with me. Thank you. Andres, it's all yours.
Thank you, Nuria. So let's start. Just to confirm, can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect. Better than mine. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start. All right, guys. So thank you so much. As Nuria said, my name is Andres. I am originally from Colombia, South America. I did a BA in media production, and within that BA, I did filmmaking and other types of media. So if any of you is thinking on doing either a bachelor's or a postgrad on something related to media production, filmmaking, animation, media and communication, please, this is a great opportunity for you to ask any questions beyond just student life. I'm more than happy to share my experience as a media production student, how the faculty works, and any other detail you might have about going to Bournemouth to study this amazing course. So this short presentation is going to be entirely based on my experience. Just as Nuria said, I encourage you to ask questions at the end, not just about media production, but about how life is in the UK, and specifically in Bournemouth for an international student. I know, at least for me, before I went to the UK, I went there when I was 18, and it was literally daunting. Like, I was really scared about going to a whole different continent, whole different culture, very different from Latin American culture, and not knowing what to expect, right? So for me, really delivering this presentation is to give you a bit of insight on different expectations to have, and to basically encourage you to make the best out of it from day 1. So first, I wanted to talk a bit about the location and the place. As Nuria said, Bournemouth is in the south coast of England, right? And the place is amazing. Like, we have this award-winning beaches, and we're 2 hours away from London. So I think if you go by coach, it's 2.5. By train, is 2 hours. So the place is very strategically located. It is a place where you're surrounded either by the beach, or you're surrounded by rural areas, or you are surrounded by a very cosmopolitan town. But if ever you get tired of the town, you just get a coach and you go to London, one of the most vibrant capitals of the world. So I guess my only suggestion is make the best of it from day 1. I think that's something, it kind of took me a while to realize where I was, to realize all the opportunities I had in terms of, exploring the place, getting a bicycle, just like that picture. I took that picture. It was just going out there, going outside Bournemouth, cycling for 1 hour, and finding this secret beach where no one was there. It was just for me. You I used to take my bike, and also I used to go like up that cliff, go like for really long walks, like 2-hour walks, 3-hour walks. And then, of course, this is usually springtime or summertime, right? Because winter is a bit more, it's very cold. But even then, like you can go for walks. So in terms of the place where you are, just bear in mind that it's a beautiful place, and I miss it every single day. So make sure you are exploring the place all the time. Like it's, as Nuria said, it's not only about studying. I think it's a very, integral experience in which, yes, you're going to lectures, you have your, your lectures, your seminars, your group activities, projects, exams, but there's also life going on outside of like university. And part of going abroad, and part of going to a different countries, like experiencing the culture, experiencing the place where you are. So that will be my advice. You also have, the place is full of restaurants, it's full of different cuisines, like Italian, Indian, even Latin American places, Turkish places, the pub, if you want to go for like a pint, or like again explore the UK culture. Really, really good place to go as well. And then Odeon, that's another place I used to go in Bournemouth, which is like this really modern cinema. Of course, because I did media production, like I used to spend most of my time here, going to see different films and basically experiencing what I was studying in the big screen, which for me, was very, very important. So even though the town is quite small, just know that there's a lot of things going on, and there's always something to do. So I think for me, that was one of the most important things when moving out from Bogota. Bogota is the capital city of Colombia. Bogota is like 8 million people, right? And Bournemouth is very, very small compared to that. So even though it's small, there's a lot to do. So take that into account. Now, nightlife in Bournemouth, a bit different as well. I thought, like, at least where I'm from, like we're used to going out maybe Fridays and Saturdays, and then you have the rest of the week to work and study. In Bournemouth, it was a bit the opposite. Like people go out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they rest on the weekend, which for me was like very hard to adapt. I tried going out on a Monday and a Tuesday, but for me that broke the week into two. So I gave up like after 1 month of trying that. And then I found, that there are different clubs in Bournemouth that are, there's a very strong Latin American culture in Bournemouth. So, there was a place where only Latin American people would go, and like, of course, people from the UK and other parts, but it was only Latin American music. And it was usually open Friday and Saturday. So like I managed to like adapt, even though I was far from home, like I felt I was at home every weekend. So just as well, like bear in mind that even though you're far from home, there are like little like bubbles in Bournemouth of like different cultures. So like very strong Indian culture, very strong Turkish culture, Latin American culture as well. So you kind of like find your people in this place, and like you start balancing those two things, right? Your culture, but you're also trying to learn a new culture and like experience a new culture in the new country you're in. So make sure because I had friends that only, they went to England and they spent all their time with Latin American people. And it's like, doesn't make sense. Like if you are going to the UK, it makes sense to, make friends from that part of the world and like experience that part. So try to balance it, just as an advice, because you're always gonna be able to go back to your country and meet people from your country, but it's not like if you're going to do a master's, it's only 1 year that you are in the UK. So try to experience it as much as you can. In terms of clubs and societies, Bournemouth offers over 100 different clubs and societies, for different nationality groups. You get academic societies. And if you don't find a society that you like, you can create your own. So there's no excuse like for meeting people. I used to be part of the yoga society and the climbing society, which it was great. Like it's just a great place to meet people, socialize. Definitely socializing is a big part of your university experience. Again, it's not all about studying, and I'm not saying like you have to have 100 friends, but even like a small circle of friends, and especially people that you have like the same mentality, will really make your time at university 100 times better. And like I say that from personal experience. If I compare my first year, like for me, first year was a bit lonely. I had to like, it was hard for me to adapt at the start, right? You're 18 years old, you're so far away from home. I went there by myself, never been to Europe, so that made it harder. But then you start adapting and you realize that the more you expose yourself to the things that matter to you, and to like that you're there for a reason and you're there to meet people and like socialize, it starts getting better, and really you start building a second home, which really that second home becomes your home. Like you're spending so much time in that place, doing so many things that by the end of it you don't want to leave. But it's really up to you. It's really up to you what you make of it, and it's really up to you, you know, all the connections you make, and all the networking as well, because when you graduate, like all those people that you met, you never know what could happen. You never know if they set up a business. You never know if they can employ you or you can employ them. So I guess my advice is make the best of all the people, especially from all the countries that they are going from, because it's going to pay off in the end, and it's going to feel very rewarding knowing that you can go to many countries in the world and you're going to have friends to visit and stay with. In terms of part-time work, for international students, at least when I applied for my visa, I was allowed to work 20 hours per week. But I think that's very specific to each country and each case. So do check like whatever permit you get with your visa. I did mainly 2 jobs. I worked at Dylan's Kitchen and Bar, which is basically the bar at university. I used to like serve drinks, give food, pot washing, just very, very simple work. I used to get paid around like £7.20 per hour, and I was working 15 hours per week. So it was good money. Like I was able to either pay rent with that for like monthly, or either, you know, buy all my groceries or whatever. Like that money really served me. And if you're able to balance, you know, your academic life with a part-time job, then do it, because it's totally worth it. Also, because I was working at the bar of the university, I was meeting people all the time, like making friends, which it's a really nice atmosphere in general. Well, until COVID happened and then they closed, but now they're open, so it's good. If you can apply, do it with time. Like I think if you're starting in, for example, I don't know, next year in September, I think I had to apply like in June. So just be cautious about like they open and they close their deadlines. And I also work as a student, a BU ambassador. So, you know, also a very rewarding experience. You're basically, you know, delivering open days, delivering maybe sometimes a webinar, talking to potential students, trying to like, kind of like what I'm doing here, right? Trying to give them like your perspective, what to expect, what not to expect, and hopefully, you know, helping them make the best decision, and one decision that makes sense to what they're looking for, both in like location, academic, lifestyle, everything. So it can be very rewarding, especially because I remember talking to them on my first year, and then second year I would meet them and it would be like actually I helped them, you know, decide to go to Bournemouth. So like just like seeing them and like being like, I actually help you. It's very, very rewarding. But you can do more things. Like I did this 2 things, but you know, remember Bournemouth is a very, very touristy town. Like it's full of tourism and like people going there, especially during spring and summer. So you can be working for hotels, restaurants around the town. Many jobs open up during the summer. So bear in mind that if you're doing a bachelor's and it's like 3 years or 4 years, then, you know, try to stay there during the summer and work instead of going home. I used to go home back home every year. That's something I regret a little bit. If I would do it again, I would have stayed every summer and just worked and experienced the place even more, because it's not the same winter to summer. So bear that in mind. There's also, you know, the student shop inside the university. You can work at that. There's like a little cafe which like serves like Starbucks drinks. You can work at that as well. So different options if you are looking for part-time work. And finally, guys, this is my last slide. Placement year, semester abroad, and global festival of learning. These 3 things really embody something I love about the university, and is, all these opportunities to do things abroad. Even though you are, you are going to England and you are already going abroad, you can still keep exploring different parts of the world. Like, it doesn't stop there. And for me, that was amazing. So I did a semester abroad on my second year. I went to Orlando, to Florida in the US, University of Central Florida, for one semester. Amazing place. I got to experience, a different style of education. So the education system in the UK is very much, independent learning, and you are expected to put a lot of hours by yourself on your own time, and then bring everything that you've learned to, your lectures, to your seminars. My recommendation, and like in hindsight, I can say that's the best approach. You become so independent with your learning that they're really teaching you like life skills of how to learn. Make the best out of it. If you really like your course, you're gonna invest the time, and then you're gonna go to a lecture, to a seminar, and you're gonna expand on that knowledge. So for me, I really prefer the UK system when it comes to independent learning. However, I got to experience the one in the US, and it was interesting as well. I got to study different units. I got to study, things of cinema in the US, and like the whole Hollywood system. So that was really interesting for me, and it gave me a lot of perspective into what I wanted to be doing after I graduated. So that's one. I also managed to get funding for that semester abroad. So bear in mind that as well. Like, the university not only supports you to go abroad, but they also support you financially. At least they did when I was trying to go abroad like 3 years ago. So watch out for those, like, for those opportunities, because not many people take advantage of them, even though they're there for you, because you are a BU student. So like, they're all there for you. Also, placement year. So my second year, as soon as I finished second year, I had to do a placement year, and I went to Greece. I went to actually an island very close to Turkey, Samos. I think it's like a ferry, like a 1 hour ferry away from Kusadasi, which, by the way, I fell in love with Turkey as well. Amazing place to do my internship, this Greek island. I was working with a marine conservation NGO, doing documentary filmmaking. It was my dream job. Not many people went abroad, even though we are allowed to go abroad for our placement year. So if you are doing a placement year, take advantage of that as well. Or if you want to do it in England just to get like UK experience, that's fine as well. But know that there are different opportunities. And then finally, you have the Global Festival of Learning, which is basically, a platform for public engagement, but in an international way. And the festival, well, celebrates like learning, and it's really trying to talk about, the cutting edge research on learning, and trying to deliver, different impact across different countries. So it usually runs, I don't know during the pandemic how it works, but it usually runs in different countries, and it builds up on the UK Festival of Learning. So it's a great opportunity to be traveling. So I don't know if I would have to give you like one big advice regarding going to Bournemouth and studying in the UK, would be, please take advantage of all these opportunities the university is constantly creating for you, because it will be over really fast, and you won't even notice how fast it will go. So from day one, start researching what you can do, take advantage of those opportunities, and make the best out of your uni experience. Thank you. So that will be from my side, Nuria.
That was excellent. Thank you ever so much. I found it very interesting, and I'm sure that the students in this chat, in the webinar, will appreciate your time to share your experiences, with them. It's plenty of things to do at the university as a student. Personally, as an international student as well, when I came to the UK, you covered very well the things that I was concerned about as well, and the things that I wanted to do, and how different it was, the education system, between Spain, where I am from originally, and the UK. So a fantastic opportunity, and definitely I always say to the students, there is a university for everyone. Not everyone is Bournemouth, but not everyone is Oxford University either. You just need to find that university that is good for you, and you will have a fantastic time. So thank you ever so much, and thank you for your questions. I'm trying to answer some of the questions online, but I think I will go through the rest of the whole chat basically is aware of the answers and the questions. So Eda, you ask with a question with regards to the tuition fees, whether they are the same for EU passport holders or international students. Until very recently, there were a difference in tuition fees, but unfortunately with Brexit and with the decision of the UK coming out of the European Union, the fees, the things have changed. There is no such a thing. EU students at the moment, they will be categorized for fees purposes as international students. So the disadvantage is that the fees are higher. The advantage is that you will have access as well to higher scholarships than the EU home students have. So one thing for the other. So, Seda, I apologize if I actually don't pronounce your names properly. Just bear with me. But you mentioned if it's compulsory, the foundation program before you go to bachelor's degree for Turkish students. And the answer is no. You don't need to do a foundation program if you meet the entry criteria to come to the first year bachelor's degree. As I mentioned it during my presentation, we do accept the high school diploma from Turkey, and students need to have a GPA of 3.5 average just to come for too much of our programs. For some programs like the business studies or some media courses, we will request 3.75 to 4 out of 5 GPA. So you need to check exactly, once you know the course that you are interested in, you need to check, the entry requirements for Turkish students for that course. So because it varies between courses. So Ece, you ask us also about whether you will get the conditional offer if you have high IELTS score. The conditional offer is based in basically when the students apply to the university, they can get a conditional or unconditional offer. A conditional offer, what it means is like there are certain conditions in your offer that you need to meet. Sometimes it could be English, sometimes it could be that you are still studying in your bachelor's degree or in your high school, and basically the condition it will be for you to pass or your bachelor's degree or your high school with certain grades. So that is the conditional offer. When you get an unconditional offer, that means that you have graduated, you have your English qualification, and you meet all the entry criteria for that program. So the university will give you a place which is unconditional. You meet everything, and the only thing that you need to do is basically to accept it. So I hope that clarifies that. Eda? Thank you as well for your question with regards to the GPA. It is important, the GPA, but we make exceptions. So in general, when students apply, we will be looking at all the entry requirements, the academic, the English, your personal statement. So we look at the whole application and the student profile. GPAs are important for certain courses, but we are flexible sometimes. So let's say that we have students to get into our management programs at master level, we will request a 2.3 GPA in our tourism and hospitality programs. However, we have made exceptions, and sometimes we do accept the students with 2.2, even 2.15, for example, but it will depend in the whole application form. Your reference, it will be very important. So if you have low GPA, I will actually recommend you to make sure that your personal statement, which is part of the application form, is very strong, and your academic reference is very strong as well. So you need to get that academic from your institution or from your university that can actually provide you with a very good reference for you, because we will be looking at that just to make the exemption. Jada, thank you as well for your question, which is with regards to employment rate after graduation for international students. Okay, for the university, the employment rate is about 91%, that is in general, but some of our courses, for example, in cybersecurity, data analytics, because there is a shortage of that skill in the workplace, is almost 100. You are guaranteed to find a job in certain areas because there is a shortage. But also, as Andres, I don't know if Andres actually mentioned it, but anyway, just in case, I'm going to mention it again. International students can stay in the UK for 2 years after graduation, and you can apply for the JIR visa, which is the graduation immigration route visa. For that one, which was created a couple of years ago, but it is new from last summer. So students after graduation, successfully graduated, you can stay in the UK for 2 years. So what is very good is most of our programs offer you 1 more year, which is the work placement opportunity. So you could do 2 years master's, 1 year studying, 1 year work placement opportunity where you will get paid for it, like most of the students. And then after that, you graduate, and then you can apply for the 2 years visa. So all in all, you can stay in the UK for 4 years. One thing as well that I want to emphasize is in January, we have most of our master programs, well, all of them in our business and management programs, finance, law programs, the foundation in clinical psychology, the engineering programs and computing programs start in January. Those programs are 16 months length. They are even a little bit longer in length. So all in all, you could stay in the UK 5 years. If you decide to do a master program, if you decide to do an undergraduate program, you could stay 6-7 years with the 2 years extra visa. So it's a fantastic opportunity for you just to get the experience as a student, and also to get some UK experience. After that, you can even get a job in the UK. That will be sorted with your employees. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's not impossible. We have a couple of international students that they are still very much in touch with us, and they are working in the UK. So watch the space. I think it's a fantastic opportunity, for you just to gain some study and work experience in the UK. And thank you, Semra. I can see as well your question, which I haven't answered in the chat with regards to the housing options. In my last one of the slides that I was talking about during my presentation, I covered the accommodation. And yes, you could stay in the student village, which is basically houses that are in Talbot campus and belongs to the university. And you have the halls of residence as well, with different variety of housing accommodation available to you. You can stay in studios as well if you have a partner, or even in a house if you have a family as well. So the options are in there. In our website, you will see all the information about the options available to you, and the course and the prices as well. Okay, so I think we have actually gone through all of the questions. I don't think I have actually missed anything. Thank you ever so much for engaging with us and for joining us today. And I want to take this opportunity as well just to thank Zeynep and the IEFT team for organizing this webinar for Bournemouth University. And finally, I would like to thank you, Andres, for joining me today, to talk about your experiences as a student. So I think if we don't have any more questions, we are going to close now this session.
No, for my part, you're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Andres.
Yes,
So,
thank you
Zeynep,
very much for the great presentation, Nuria and Andres. It was a really informative webinar for the attendees. Also, could you please share an email address on the chat box so that the participants can directly contact?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I think if you go in the chat, the first, can you see my email address in there?
Oh, yes, up top.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw it now.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. So you are very welcome, to contact me. And, I know sometimes I look at things, so I watch conferences and webinars, and sometimes I feel like, oh, I should have asked her this, or why I didn't ask this. So I'm sure that you will go away, think about, the more questions that you may have. So you are very welcome to send me an email, and I will help you, to get the answer that you need. I will be doing some more webinars in the future, and probably I will send you the links to the webinars. So you are very welcome to join me again in different webinars. And but in the meantime, you are welcome to contact me directly. At the end of the day, I look after Turkey as one of my major regions.
Yes, thank you very much again. Also, thank you very much for your answers. You covered all of the questions. And also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Bournemouth University ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında en üstte Nuriye'nin paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden ulaşabilirsiniz. Umarız sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Aynı zamanda sizi 6'daki webinarımıza da davet etmek isteriz. Thank you very much again, you guys. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you, Zeynep. Bye-bye now. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.